Welcome to the American Learnership Forum. Today we're speaking with our founder and CEO, Dr. Rudy Garrity. Dr. Garrity, welcome.
Thank you very much.
Could you tell us a little bit about what inspired you to create the American Learnership Forum?
Sure, I'd like to do that very much. The American Learnership Forum is a nonprofit organization, and I had most of my experience in the government and the private sector organization for well over quite 30 years or so. And I discovered that all the things that I was learning were just as applicable to the nonprofit business as they were to the for-profit and the governmental sectors. And so the question is, could I change my life and my focus to a way that I could do more for the community? And so the American Learnership Forum is basically a place where individuals, organizations, communities, and society at large can focus on its common issues, common concerns, and how to use these skills and methodologies for a better use.
Excellent. Now, could you break down for us how this all works together?
Yeah, I'd love to. This is a forum model page in which there's a picture of the personal self-fulfillment goals of individuals in the community. We have here a section on personal self-fulfillment. So in this program, we have a whole program of how we help people grow and develop. After about 20 years of research and writing articles on it, we have a lot of good information on personal self-development, focused on things like your health, your ability, your character, and things like that. Added to that, we also have a whole consulting package, which is organizational high performance. I myself was, for about 15, 20 years, an organizational and enterprise consultant, done a lot of transformation programs, and here the focus is on strategy, on operations, and on performance measurement. In addition to that, we have the community common good, which is sort of the basis or the fulfillment of the program that I'm doing right here, which is as we earn the right to charge a fee here or here, a lot of the revenue will go into this organization here, where we can hand the money out for women and children's programs and things like that. And then lastly, from an academic point of view, because I do spend some time teaching at colleges, we try to take some of this, some of this, some of this, and bring it into the world of what is it like to be in a culture on this planet, and how our culture is the same, how our culture is different, and what does it mean to people to be different. So what you have basically is an organization that, from an American point of view, and I do use American foundational principles in this organization, and so it's very easy for Americans to feel comfortable with this program. It might be a little bit different if you're from Saudi Arabia or somewhere like that. It may not be exactly right for you. It's also, from the soft point of view, it's emotional. This is intellectual intelligence or cognitive intelligence. This is emotional intelligence. It's about hands and heart, and it's about helping people really get through life in a more friendly way. And so we have also partners who are part of the Business Alliance. The new book that we have coming out, it'll be out in about 4 months. Right now we have a program that goes with this. So it's Your Integral Life Matters, because our approach is we're training people to think about themselves and what they're doing in their life, so that this program of life management and professional performance is theirs. This is really, really focused on them as individuals, and it is a handbook. It's a life management handbook and course, or a master class, for Americans learning, leading, and legacy success. So that's how we're focused. This is the fourth of our business lines. It's the one we're developing right now and looking for participants to join with us. From another point of view, you could say, well, if we took the pictures out and so forth, how would you put this together for just common educational purposes? Well, it's important to realize that we're trying to do integrative work. Hardly anybody anymore does integrated work. They're mostly doing differentiated work. They're looking at specialties. What we say is, and I'll talk to these a little bit later on, there are 5 reasoning competencies that took a long time to really develop and understand. We always knew we want those reasoning competencies to drive personal development, and we have a temporary goal of self-fulfillment. Research and a lot of personal work in this area basically says if you ask philosophers, if you ask workers, if you ask rich people, it comes down to everybody wants self-fulfillment at any economic level. It also comes down to these drivers here. I call this the engine. These drivers drive us for high performance. I don't think anybody works in an organization where the boss says it's okay for us to be a low-performing organization. Every manager is taught one thing in a leadership course. You got to be a high performer even if they really aren't a high performer. Also, now for my organization, even though we do both of those, I'm concerned about the community outreach. Are we able to run a profitable business at fair prices and have something left over that we can give away to other people? So basically, we're set up to help other charities. We are a 501c3 charity. We could ask for money, but we don't ask for money. We try to earn money, and we try to give a good portion, maybe at least 50, 60% of the way to local charities. And then lastly, really high-level stuff, sort of the meta level. It's the stuff of, why do I live here on this earth anyway? What do I think about this earth? What's the human element on this earth? What could you say if you were Socrates or somebody about living in this world? And so we try to drive some of these ideas down that they're in line with some of the great thinkers as to what they thought life was worth knowing about. What's really important for anyone interested in this program is this particular chart, because it's a chart that says during your lifetime, my lifetime, anybody's lifetime, the better we think, learn, know, lead, and achieve over time is a measure of our human growth and development. So we have this blue line, which sort of is just notional, that where most people live their lives. They learn a lot when they're young. They go into schools and they learn a little bit more as they get up to 40, 45, 50. Chances are most people at 60 are looking to retire. They're trying to figure out if they have enough money to retire, and most will not. So they're going to live on a plateau where they're going to have less income than they had before. It's a sad but true situation right in this country right now, that people who have been doing well here are not doing really well there. And I've seen a lot of people myself, and I sat at bedsides where people really were very sad over how their life turned out. What I found out myself was, through research, is that it wasn't until I was about 45 or 50 and I was working on my master's and doctorate degrees that I became determined that I don't have to follow the track that everybody else was following. My learning was coming so fast, and the ideas and possibilities were coming so quickly, that I was able to find a path that is higher and faster than I can barely handle, and I'm already 70 years old, and it's still growing. So what I'm saying to you as a potential participant in one of our programs is, if you really want to turn your life on, if you really want to get going, if you really want to turn up the afterburners, then this is the way to go. And again, the outcome, self-fulfillment, high performance, the common good, and social enlightenment. And so we have a very, very high aspiration for this program. It's not for everybody, because you have to be motivated, and you have to have desire, and you have to be willing to work in order to do it. The interesting thing is in the doing. This is a chart like you've never seen before, and this chart was created because after the work was done, it became hard to explain to people what that work was about. They didn't see that a small piece here and a small piece there added up to a large piece later on. So I created these levels of participation, and I have the chart and I have the chapters in the order in which they occur. If you reverse it, I say to people, wouldn't you like to write a book? If you'd like to write a book, like I've written a book, then follow me, because you'll be able to write a book when you're done by coming through this program. That could be your goal. Matter of fact, from a legacy point of view, that is our goal. For our legacy team, right here, Encore Opportunities, is for people at that level already, 50 plus. They should be thinking about, how do I leave my mark? And even if they're not there yet, they're probably trying to figure out 10, 11, 12, and 13 have to do with how have I done, and how well have I done in my personal life, my organizational life, my community life, and my societal life. So you see all this here, chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, is about basic foundation laying factors and considerations. All this here, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, are the motivators and the drivers that build skills that when you take the compilation of all of that, you drive it right in here to 10, you drive it into 11, you drive it into 12, you drive it into 13. People are really thinking and performing better here, which gives them better long-term viability. We will use these last two charts at the beginning of every one of the individual chapters that we do. And with that, I'm going to stop at this point and ask you, how would you use what you already saw in your own life? Is this something that you would even care about? And don't feel bad if you don't, because a lot of people find this already to be overwhelming. This is a lot of information. It takes about 10 weeks of a seminar every week in order to get it down so you understand that you can change your life. Thank you.